YouTube channel here called DG's Gaming. Here in a few minutes, though, my timer may go off on my phone because I've got food in the oven, but that's all right. So, this YouTube channel, my second YouTube channel, I've had for a while, but I've had it as a karaoke channel, and then I switched it to gaming channel, which is how I got DG's Gaming started. And then I deleted everything off of it, and then I started a karaoke channel again, and then I switched it back over to a gaming channel. And the reason is because I'm going to be playing a lot of video games. Like right here, we're going to be going over all the video games I have in this sweet little Nintendo mini backpack here. Um, so I've got a PlayStation 3 that I can play on. I have a Nintendo DS that I can play on. I have an actual Game Boy Color. And the cool thing about those is the fact that with my Nintendo DS that I'll show right here, and again, we're going to go through all the games that I have for it. Okay. Is that here's my Nintendo DS. It's a silver one. Sorry about the glare of the light. But I can actually play Game Boy Advanced games on here as well as Nintendo DS. And I'm pretty sure I said Nintendo DS earlier. I hope I did anyways. So yeah, so we can play it on here. And I'll be playing a lot of games on this for it here. Can't wait for people to show up. But if they don't, hey, that's okay. But I do have, like I said, a Game Boy Color. Okay. And it's right here. Game Boy Color. Hey, we got one like. That's awesome. I don't know who's in here. But thank you for showing up. We got one viewer. Hi. Whoever you are. But yeah. I have a Game Boy Color in Atomic Purple. This was my ex-wife's. Okay, so this would have came out in 1998. I have a whole bunch of games for it. Like, we're going to go through those games. And the games for this. Like I said, my Nintendo DS can play Game Boy Advance games as well as Nintendo DS games. This can play Game Boy Color and original Game Boy games. So when I start doing videos for DG's Gaming on the second channel, the reason I'm going live here is because I have to have 50 subscribers to go live on that. And you should know it's me, OL. That's awesome. It doesn't really, Retired Rambler, it doesn't really tell me until I see the comments. It just says, hey, 4 people are watching right now. But either way, I can play original Game Boy games on this thing as well as Game Boy Color. So we can go 1980s nostalgia on this thing. And I'll film games. And eventually when I get 50 subscribers, I will go live on that channel and do DG Gaming lives there. And do keep the DG Outdoors channel, hunting related stuff on the DG Outdoors channel. So that is my thing. So I did mention that I have a PlayStation 3 that I can play games on. I've got the Nintendo DS Lite, the Game Boy Color. We have a Nintendo Switch I can play on too, as well as I have an emulator system that looks like a Nintendo, and it has a bunch of, emulator games on it. It's like 620 games in one, a bunch of RAM hacks and things, and I can plug that up to the TV and play those games as well, which is awesome. So, but the neat thing about with the Game Boy Color, none of this stuff was backlit, right? Hi, you have. Do you hunt deer? Yes, I hunt deer, squirrels, rabbits, you name it. I pretty much hunt it. But, so with this, it wasn't backlit. So, I have this little $5 worm light here that you plug into the game, right? And if you turn it on, so it plugs in right here. And when you turn it on, it lights up. So then you have a backlight for your game, which helps filming. The way I'm going to be able to film these right now, I only hunt birds with my air gun. I have PCP air rifles. I have break barrels, but either way, I'm talking about video games here. So, cologne. I've got all kinds, but either way, I'm gonna be filming it on my phone and gameplay and all that stuff like that for this. So, this is a really cool backpack because on the bottom, right, it can hold my Nintendo DS right here. You can slide it in there and zip it up, and it's super padded, mini backpack. But then it's got two mesh things on the side. I've got extra batteries for my Game Boy in here, and the little cover for the Game Boy Advance port on the bottom of the DS here. But inside, all these things are probably gonna fall out. But guys, I've got all these games in here. My charger for my DS right here. So charger for my Game Boy, or for my DS there. And then we have all kinds of Game Boy games, Game Boy Color games, Nintendo DS games. So I'm going to jump right into it. I want to show off all these games. I'm going to save these light gray cartridges here for last because these are special. And you guys will get to see those here. But let's start out with some 1980s, 1990s nostalgia here. Right, I got to get all these things out first. I'll start with those. So for the Game Boy, I have 1992's Jurassic Park. Okay, this will be fun. I paid about $5 for it used. A lot of these games I get on eBay, or Walmart even sells restored Game Boy Color games and Game Boy games. I just found out. I've got a whole bunch more games coming in the mail. But that's the first one I'm going to talk about here is Jurassic Park. And it's really, really fun game. So those will get played. Zelda Link's Awakening. Okay. And I do have Zelda games for the Game Boy Color coming too. True Lies, based off the 1994 movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. And I bought this game because I really liked playing the Super Nintendo version. And a lot of these games that I've had on other consoles, and I went and bought these games to play on, these two systems right here. So, a lot of nostalgia for me right here. Alright, so, if you guys know me at all, one of my favorite games to play is Mortal Kombat. And here's Mortal Kombat 2 for the Game Boy. And this was probably one of the better Game Boy games of Mortal Kombat that they came out with. The sprites are really, really nice. The controls are really, responsive and things like that. Mortal Kombat. So, there's Mortal Kombat. We have Donkey Kong. Now, the cool thing about this, actually, I paid like $22 for this game at a flea market. It wasn't the cheapest, but I have Donkey Kong. And a lot of times, I don't exactly know how to play these games. So when I do this, this gaming channel, it's going to be like epic fail videos, or me just trying to figure these games out and just have fun. Something different than the normal hunting and fishing that I normally do. Now, hunting and fishing, you've got to have Bassmasters right here, fishing game. We're going to play this a lot too. It'll be really, really fun here. Let me check the timer on my food. I've got 29 seconds left on the food. So, I have Pokemon for the Game Boy. This is Pokemon Gold. Now, here's the thing. Pokemon games are really, really expensive. This is actually just a emulation card of the Pokemon games. Okay, because it was like, I think $14 compared to 30 or 40 for a cheaper version of the game itself. Let me dismiss this timer here. Alright. So, we have Pokemon Gold. that'll be real fun. I have a Pokemon game coming for the Game Boy Color, and I think it's Pokemon Red Fire. King Griffey Jr. Slugfest. Okay. This would have came out in like 96, 97. And I had this for Nintendo 64. And I don't remember how much did I pay for this. This said 99 cents written on the back of it. I bought it at a used game store. King Griffey Jr. Slugfest. I loved playing this game. I played it a lot on the N64, so that'll be fun too. Oh, that's Game Boy Color, by the way. I guess it was mixed in with the Game Boy games, but I've got more. Either way. EA Sports Triple Play 2001. This is really, really fun for the Game Boy Color here. So, there's that. I like baseball games. I like football games, all kinds of stuff. Army Men. Now, I played Army Men a lot. This is really, really fun game to play, and we will be playing it. So, Army Men, right here. You play the little toy soldiers and go through. It's just fun. It's just fun. I don't know a lot about these video games, but like I said, we'll play and we'll do the the epic fail videos or whatever, and just have fun with it. So we're going to keep on going here. Put these. I believe that's all. Well, no, that's not all. Okay, keep going here. All right. So. Okay. Now. NBA 3-on-3 with Kobe Bryant. I'm not good at basketball games, but we will play a lot of this on the new channel. I'm just going through all the games I have here to play on the new channel. Madden 95 for Game Boy. This is regarded as one of the better games, football Madden games for the Game Boy here. And I'm glad I got it because they actually got a lot of the bugs figured out by the time Madden 95 came out for the Game Boy. So this will be a really fun one. And I am not good at Madden games. I was playing this the other day, or one of the other Madden games I have for the Game Boy Color, and I actually got a first down, and I was really, really excited about that. But Madden 95. Resident Evil. So this is a really fun game. Now, this is a Game Boy game, but they didn't actually release Resident Evil on the Game Boy original, on Game Boy Color. Okay? This is 90% finished, and what it is an emulation hack that after the game was mostly finished, someone released a ROM of this or whatever, and they actually made this, and they sell it on eBay. I think I spent like $17 on this, and it was... when did it come out? 2001, I believe, is when the original came out for the PlayStation, and it's almost exactly like that. So, pretty cool. The Blades of Steel Ultra, the one and only hockey game I have so far. I do have the NFL Hits coming for Game Boy Advance, and it's kind of like, if you guys remember... NFL Blitz 2000, NFL Blitz 2001, all those arcade games, football games and stuff that they had in the mid-2000s. I have those games, and I love the Blitz games, and you guys will see that here in a second. But this is Super Mario Land, I think. Right here, as you guys can tell, the graphics are messed up. Bought this on eBay, and I really don't care that the image is messed up on the game, but it's still fun to play. So, those are all my original Game Boy and some Game Boy Color games, but I got some more. So, like I said, I love NFL Blitz. This is the NFL Blitz 2000. Really, really fun game. Okay. I've got Deer Hunter. Okay, and I used to have a video of this, and we're definitely going to play this. I used to play this on the computer on Windows 98. or Windows 95. I used to play Deer Hunter. Same exact game. Really, really fun. We'll definitely be playing that here. Championship Motocross 2001. 2001. This will be a really fun game to get out. I like doing some motorcycle racing every once in a while. Frogger 2. You can't go wrong with Frogger running through across the road and trying not to get hit by semis and all kinds of stuff. Really, really fun game. If you guys played any of these games back in the day, let me know. Hit me up on the chat. Let's have a talk. And then Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX. I paid $1.99 for this game at a store we called Game World. And Game World sells a bunch of vintage games and stuff, and we have 2 in Bloomington, 30 minutes away. Now, we're going to get into the Game Boy Advance games here. And I have a bunch of them. We're going to start out with the Sportsman Pack. This has like 2 games on it. I believe it's like Big Game Hunter and another one. I can't exactly remember which ones. But I bought this thing used right here. That's a Game Boy Color game. Super Mario Advanced. Another side-scrolling game right here. Fun to play. Super Mario Advanced. And hi Daniel, just joined. Sorry late. What are you showing? So, I am starting a second YouTube channel. I started it in the past, and I've redone it a time or 2. My second channel is called DG's Gaming, and what I'm going to be going through is I'm going through all the games that I have for my for my Nintendo DS, which I can play Game Boy Advance games or Nintendo DS games on it, and I have an Atomic Purple Game Boy Color from 1998 that I can play Game Boy Color and Game Boy games on it. So I can go anywhere from the on this thing from 1989 to 2004, 2005 playing games with this thing. It's fun. So I'm just going through my games. I just went through all my like Madden 95 and old school games like that I have for it here. But I'm going through my Game Boy Color games on here now. So, Game Boy Color. Let's get back into some more games here. So, I have Star Wars Flight of the Falcon. So you fly the Millennial Falcon, and you shoot a bunch of enemy, spaceships and stuff like that. The droid, yeah. And this is pretty fun to play right here. I have Madden 06. This was the game for Game Boy Color that I was just talking about, and I had a lot of fun. I actually got my first down on this. I am really glad you're having fun with another channel topic. Yeah, so it's also getting colder outside, so I'll have a lot of time to I played Frogger on the Atari. I am making dinner, so I will be in and out of the chat. You're cool. Hey, Frogger 2 for the Game Boy Color right here. And like I was saying, I'm very bad at video games, so a lot of these will be like epic fail videos. Fear Factor. I used to watch this show religiously, back when Joe Rogan had hair. And so this game's fun to play right here. And I only paid $5.39 for it, so a lot of these I buy on eBay, buy them used, things like that. Blitz 2002. So I had Blitz 2001 for the Game Boy Color. And so I've got Blitz 2002. I used to play this game on the N64 all the time. And then we have Star Wars, the New Droid Army right here. So like I said, until I get 50 subscribers on the DG's Gaming, and because I'd already started up this channel, I have like 38 subscribers on there. If I want to do a live, talk about video games and things like that, then it'll have to be on this channel, and then I'll switch it all over. You must be my age. I love the old Atari. So I'm 34. I was born in 1991. So, yeah. So maybe on another live stream, I'll go through the PS3 games that I have. And we have a Nintendo Switch too. But So we're going to keep going. I've got a lot of games, and I actually have a lot coming in the mail. Some of these games I really like, and some are okay. Medal of Honor Underground. Now, Medal of Honor Underground, I love playing. I played it on the GameCube or PlayStation 2, one of the two. Really fun game. Yeah. So, Major League Baseball 2K7. I love a good baseball game. CLE must be my age. I love the old Atari. So, cool story. Last year, the year before, I got my dad this game station thing from GameStop. It was like $100. When I originally had this channel, the DG's Gaming, I was gonna use it to play Atari games, but it's a system that actually has all the Atari stuff on it. So I don't think so going live on my other channel yet because I don't have 50 subscribers. I mean, that was mobile. Now I might be able to do it on my laptop, which could be a possibility. I literally came on here just to talk about all the games and, promote the new channel that I'm going to be doing. You guys remember me talking about how much I love Mortal Kombat. Well, here's Mortal Kombat Advanced. This game is really, really hard for me. I love Mortal Kombat. So, I will tell you guys, I have Mortal Kombat 3 coming for the Game Boy. And then I have Mortal Kombat, the Ultimate Mortal Kombat for the DS coming. And then I have 007 Nightfire. Okay. I loved GoldenEye when I was younger, 007 GoldenEye for the N64. So this is like right after that for the Game Boy Advanced is Nightfire. But then I also have the DS version of 007 GoldenEye. It's a completely different game, but still has the same feel of GoldenEye, and we'll definitely play that. Backyard Football. This is not a game that I really, play very much, but hey, it'll be fun. Medal of Honor Infiltrator. This is a fun game. I believe you play part of the French Resistance in this game, and you're playing Medal of Honor. I like these World War II style games, and I like the Medal of Honor games. So yeah, Medal of Honor Infiltrator. I've got tons of games to play. My idea for the new channel is I might do game months, where once a week I do a video playing a video game. Like 1 week we might do 1 month we might do baseball month. So if I have 4 baseball games, I'll play, a game each week. Or, Mario month or something like that, where I just play certain Mario games. I do things like that. Who knows? I've got tons of ideas. Now, on the Nintendo GameCube, I used to play this game all the time. And I even have the second one coming. It just hasn't got here yet. I introduced Need for Speed Underground for the Game Boy Advance. And yes, those games were huge for the soundtracks, like Get Low by Little John and the East Side Boys. That song plays on repeat on this game over and over and over again to the point where it kind of gets annoying. But I love my racing games. I love Need for Speed. And you guys will see that because I have quite a few Need for Speed games there. Like this one. Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed. This game came out specifically for the Game Boy Advanced. And I paid $4.99 for it. Really fun. What is your favorite video game of all time? I'm a Mortal Kombat fan by heart. I love Mortal Kombat, always have. Football games, Madden games like this is Madden 95, were always really hard for me. So I really like Blitz football, the arcade football. No rules. You can hit people. You actually have a chance to win. It's so much fun, right? So those are all my Game Boy Advanced, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy games that I have so far. I've got more coming in the mail, all that kind of stuff, and I've got plenty of games to do content with and make content for the new channel. These ones are interesting. Okay. When the Game Boy Advanced came out, they did Game Boy Advanced video cartridges. These have episodes of actual TV shows on them, and I have quite a few. I don't have all of them. Some of them get really, really expensive and hard to find. Like this one, okay, has some Jimmy Neutron episodes from Nickelodeon. This is volume 1 right here. And sometimes I just kick back and watch some shows that I watched as a kid. This one has the Fairly Odd Parents from Nickelodeon on it. Okay. They have SpongeBob. They actually have 3 full-length video ones that are on this Game Boy thing. They have, well, okay, I take it 4. 4 of them. Shrek, Shrek 2, Shark Tales, and then they have one, believe it or not, that this little cartridge holds a double feature of Shark Tales and Shrek or Shrek 2. One of the two, I can't remember. But 3 hours of footage on this little tiny thing compressed down. So this is SpongeBob. Okay. This is volume 1. And they had volume 2 and all kinds of stuff like that too. But you can actually watch. My son loves and plays all these games. Yeah, you know what? I like the vintage stuff you can't find anymore. A lot of the video games are all downloads. You can't even buy discs or whatever. And I mean, the newest systems we have are the PlayStation 3 and the Nintendo Switch. So I'll definitely play some stuff like that. This is the Nickelodeon Collection Volume 2. So that's fun. And then this one right here is Yu-Gi-Oh! That's a video too. A lot of shows that I just grew up with watching. And Pokemon. Yeah. So what DS games do I have now for the Nintendo DS? Okay. Oh yeah, you guys remember how I said that I love Blitz. Here's Blitz 2003 for the Game Boy Advance. I like them. Okay, so for the Game Boy, or for the Nintendo DS, I'm sorry, Nintendo DS, we've got Lego Rock Band for Nintendo DS. That's gonna be a fun game to play. I like all the songs. I've got Mario Kart DS. This was actually May 98's game, and she gave it to me. So, Mario Kart, that'll be a fun one. So, they did come out with Call of Duty on the Nintendo DS. Okay. And these are probably gamers' least favorite ports of these. But I tried to find games that I had on different consoles on this, so on the go I can play. So here's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. It's, if I could even read the small print there. I can't remember what it's, mobile, I think. Or Intellect, one of the two. I can't read that small print. This is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. This is really fun to play because it's a first-person shooter, and you're shooting, but everything's super pixelated, but it's still fun to play. Okay, they did make Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare on it, but I don't like, so this has the split screen on the bottom, right? Split screen, so you actually look with this, and then you see how you're shooting and aiming and all that stuff up here. I don't like to use my stylus and point. I like to use the D-pad. So I had basically all of them at one point, all the Call of Duties that they came out with on the DS. But now I'm down to 2. So they did make Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which is called mobile, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, which is the one I have here, which is fun to play. And then they have a lady doesn't tell their age, but I'm Gen X. Okay, you're right. So my mother was born in 1969, January 13th, actually. So, yeah, no shame. So, hey, Gen X. This one is my favorite, Call of Duty Black Ops. This has zombies on it, and yeah, it's probably my favorite one to play. But the zombies is like you're in a 3-room house. You just go from room to room shooting the zombies before they break into the door, and it's so much fun to play. I have a blast, and I like Call of Duty, and that's why I've got it for this. And I guess I like the games that no one else really likes. Oh yeah, but because I have had an Xbox 360 and had all these games on it and everything too. But for mobile, this is real fun to play. So like I said, we've got Call of Duty Black Ops, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 are the two that you can actually use the keypad to move around, and it's real easy to play. Next, Need for Speed Undercover. I just got this the other day and I played it, and I was really disappointed because it's just the car driving around. There's no background music. You're not getting hyped for anything. It's kind of boring, but still, I like my Need for Speed games, so hey, that's part of it. Um, you know, Need for Speed Carbon. This one just came in today. This is really, really fun, real easy to play, all that kind of stuff. Racing game, and I had a lot of fun with this. I've got some more Need for Speed games coming, actually. One of the newest ones I've got is the Major League Baseball 2K10. I like it because you can hear the announcers in this, the crowd, everything's realistic, and I just have a lot of fun playing it. Focus. There you go. 2K10. GoldenEye 007. This is the one I was talking about, the GoldenEye 007 here. And, yeah, so it's not exactly like the Nintendo 64 version. I have a Nintendo Switch. My favorite game is Tetris. You know what? I'm going to have to get a version of Tetris for this thing. Why not? Because I can literally get it in all, 4 configurations of games that I have for this. And, yeah. And I love this thing. I like playing it. Old school. Last but not least, Metroid Hunters. I just got this game from May98. She doesn't play it. I was talking about Metroid Prime. She said, I have this for the DS. And for the Game Boy Advance, I actually have Metroid coming, and then Metroid Zero something for Game Boy Advance. I've got a lot of Game Boy Advance coming. I've got Dangerous Hunts 2011 for the DS. I've got Grand Theft Auto for the Game Boy Advance. You're talking old school. What is the name of your second channel? DG Gaming? DG's Gaming. So, DG apostrophe lowercase s and then space gaming with a capital G. There's no videos on it right now. You guys will see the logo is the thumbnail that I used for this video on there. And yeah, I'm going to go, since I'm already on it, I don't know how much of the Switch I'm going to play because that's technically May98's. I mean, I could, but she's the one that plays Animal Crossing on it all the time. I've got a bunch of PS3 games over there, and I guess I'll just grab them and go through it since I'm already here on the live. So let me grab them real quick. Okay. Alright, so we've got all the games here. let me set a lot of these down so they don't fall over. This actually came from my brother-in-law. So some of these games I picked up at Goodwill or the game store, or they were games that he had given us. So the first one is, this was one of my favorite games, and I also played Warfighter, but I don't have it, is Medal of Honor, the special edition for PlayStation 3. The last two games they made in the Medal of Honor franchise. So I really like it. It takes not the World War II approach, but more like Afghanistan, Iraq, all that stuff. Those kind of things in this gameplay. And it's really, really fun. A lot of these games I haven't played because my brother-in-law gave them. The Infamous, right here. This game was mine. Little League World Series Baseball. 2010. This is a fun one to play. I paid like $2 for it, I think. Yeah. $2 for it. Uncharted, Drake's Fortune. So, this PS3 my brother-in-law gave us, but when I was going through my divorce, I had a PlayStation 3 and all these games, and I needed some money, and I sold it to someone at work. I mean, I had a trash bag full of games. I had all the Modern Warfare games. I had all the, FIFA Soccer and all those, and Madden and all that stuff like that, and a bunch of really fun games that I really liked. My original PlayStation came with Uncharted 3, I'm pretty sure. So this one's different. This is Uncharted Drake's Fortune again. Never played it, but it'd be fun. Madden 09. And I really suck at this game, but I think I bought it at Goodwill, where I found Madden 09. Sean's White Skateboarding. And the thing I like about, I'm using older consoles and I can find the games a lot cheaper. Madden 13. Right here. 2013 Madden. Okay. I like some football. Even though I suck at games, I still like, playing a bunch of them, so. Madden, or NCAA 09. NCAA football 09. And I can go to a lot of, these thrift stores and stuff or whatever, and they have a lot of these games. Or, the antique shops and stuff now. So, it's pretty cool. Play some Indiana Hoosiers on here. NBA 2K14. And, I paid $6 for these games right here. $6. I've got tons and tons of content that I can put on this new channel and have fun with it. Condemned Bloodshot. Never played this game. This was one of my brother-in-law's games. So I'll have to try this out and see what it's all about. So, it says, descend into chaos. It's been a year since a ruthless serial killer terrorized the city. But once again, the bodies are piling up. The Rampage Special Agent Ethan something, you are society's last defense against the darkness threatening to consume us all. So, you're a detective trying to save the city from a serial killer. Rage, never played this one either. There's a lot of PS3 games I haven't played that's been sitting over there collecting dust, which is another good reason why I wanted to start this second channel, because play all these games. Twisted Metal. Dishonored. Like I said, a lot of these I haven't played. And then Brutal Legend. Right. My favorite PlayStation game is Champions of Nora. I've never even heard of that one. I might have to look that one up. So, I forgot to mention I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. I like the movies the best. So I have the Resident Evil 1, right? This port of the game. But I have Resident Evil 2 coming for the Game Boy Color. But here's Resident Evil Raccoon City for PS3. Dark Souls. Little Big Planet. It's an RPG fantasy game. Oh. Do you remember, is it called Dynasty? Or Final Dynasty or something like that for the PlayStation 2? You were like, they went through different, like, Ming dynasties and things like that. And it was like a game where you had to, like, you built your armies and went and fought people for, like, the PlayStation 2. My brother used to play that all the time. I never got into it. NHL 08. Wherever I got these from, I think it was in French Lick at a store that had, like, they have vendors come in. You can sell the stuff in games. But I spent $6 a game, and I didn't think that was bad for a hockey game. I got to start playing all these. Destiny? Maybe. Final Destiny? That's probably what that game was called. Yeah. Yeah, so Final Destiny. You're right. That sounds about right. Alright. Far Cry 3 for PS3. And that disc sounds loose. Yeah, it was. Alright. Far Cry 3. Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. Now, this is a game I can get behind and play. Sounds real fun. Relive the glory of the Sega Genesis days with over 40 classic titles, from Sonic the Hedgehog to Streets of Rage. That'll be a fun game to play. Darkness 2. FIFA Soccer 12, which I got for $3 somewhere. And the thing is, I'm not good at soccer games at all. Madden games, soccer games, anything like that, I'm really, really not good at. Mortal Kombat. I love this game. It is so much fun. That's why I have so many Mortal Kombats. I love Sonic. I have him on the Switch. Sonic's classic. Sonic, Kirby, Mario, Donkey Kong. You can't go wrong with games like that, right? This is Major League Baseball 2K12. And then Jack and Daxter Collection. So it says the PS2 Classic returns now remastered in high definition stereoscopic 3D and full PlayStation Network trophy support. So this looks like a good game right here. Last but not least, Demon Souls right here. So that is all my video games. We really don't have a lot of Switch games. We have Animal Crossing because a lot of them we download. And I think I have like Big Buck Arcade. I have a game called Sniper. I've got a baseball game on there. And I don't really play the Switch. But I've got a lot more video games coming for this. And you guys be looking out for some gameplay games to be posted on the DG's Gaming channel. And yeah, so this will be new territory for me. Just something different. I'm not a good gamer. I don't know a lot of video game history. I'll definitely be looking stuff up. For Lightning games, I prefer Street Fighter or Dark Stalkers. So, hello. Yeah, so Street Fighter. Oh, I've got games like Tekken coming for the... like I've said through this whole live stream, I've tried to buy games that, A, I never played, or B, I played on different consoles that I could find for this little mobile thing. And a lot of times people didn't like the games for the handhelds, that they played on different things. Like I've got Rayman 3 coming for GB. I've got Grand Theft Auto for Game Boy Advance. You're talking, like I said, early Game Boy. Some Metroid Prime. I've got a motorcycle racing game. I can't remember which one it is. I've got Jurassic Park 3. Something, the DNA, searching for DNA or something like that. I've got lots of games. I've got NHL Hits. I've got some more Need for Speed games. I've got Doom. They made Doom for the Game Boy Advance. I've got a copy of Doom 1. I want to get Doom 2. The Legends of Zelda. So I have a Zelda game called, what is that? Minish Hat? Link's Minish Hat coming for Game Boy Color, or Game Boy Advance. They just sent me an email from Walmart.com. You can buy refurbished games on Walmart still for Game Boy Color, and all that stuff. That's how I got. I've got the NASCAR Heat for Game Boy Color coming. I've got all kinds of stuff coming at some point. So yeah. What kind of games do y'all like? I mean, me and CL have been talking, and I know what kind of games she likes, stuff like that. Now, are you a side-scroller fan? Are you I don't know. I just wanted to start something different, and I figured that's why I would, Saints Raw. Cool. In a real long time. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just trying something different here. Something that's completely out of my element normally. A lot of time, how I used to film these before is I would set my tripod up, and I'm literally have my tripod right here, and I'm filming on my phone as I play. So that's how it's going to have to start. I don't have a way to do on-screen recording. Now, if I'm recording from the TV playing a thing, like on the TV, like Mortal Kombat for the PS3, thanks for my service. John, I was not in the military. I am a volunteer firefighter. Most of the stuff I get here is just military surplus gear, but I do like this jacket. The Gen 3 jacket here, the Polar Tech. It's really warm. The only thing is if you're not wearing a long sleeve shirt, the wind cuts right through it. But it is very, very warm. And last time I played Battlefield 2 was new, and I loved it. So, true story, Battlefield 3. Linton, Indiana used to have a used game store. I remember buying the game. I remember taking it home. But I don't know if I set it on top of the car like I had my hands. I think my daughter was with me, my ex-wife's daughter, my stepdaughter when I was married. Putting her in the car seat, and then I don't know if I set the games on top of it. Yeah, you're welcome. I have been since 2010. I've been a volunteer fireman. But either way, just something different, something out of my element. But yeah, I can't wait to play some games for you guys, have some fun. And if you guys make dumb comments on this live stream, I will have people shut it down. So the furry comment needs to go. And I don't even know what that other person said. GTA Chinatown Wars. Okay. I'm sorry. I missed your comment. Sometimes. Are you going to stream yourself playing? I may, yeah, I can live stream playing too. I gotta figure out. I think I can switch the camera around as I do it. I just gotta figure that out. Um, I just gotta figure all that stuff out, and if I can, actually, yes, I can switch this camera around as I'm playing. So there may be times where I live stream some gameplay, right? Just like I would film an actual video. That'd be a cool idea. Chinatown is very expensive for the DS. I was going to get it, but then I found Grand Theft Auto for the Game Boy Advance, and I bought that one instead. Chinatown is kind of takes place in one of the maps that were on Pokemon games, but there's an awesome fighting game on the Switch. So I do have, like I mentioned this earlier, Pokemon Gold. Okay, and I have Pokemon Red Fire coming too for the GBA, but they're not authentic games. They are emulation games on the cards because these get very expensive. And I was gonna buy one for the DS, so I have one of each kind to play on each system, but the cheapest you're looking at is $50, and I don't want to drop that. But for me personally, a lot of people get mad because they're like, oh, it's not the authentic version. I honestly really didn't play Pokemon growing up that much. But I just wanted a copy of the game for nostalgia's sake. For me, $17.99 for this. Or you can even, like Walmart.com, places like that, have all 5 of these kind of games, you know, green and all that, with Pokemon Red and Blue and Violet and all that stuff, and their emulation cards like this for like $27, right? So if I wanted to, and I wanted to do a whole month of Pokemon games, I could reorder this and play these games and just have as much fun as if I'm playing the real thing, right? It's just like my Resident Evil game that never actually came out on Game Boy, but I have a 90% copy of it and I like it, and it's basically a port of the PlayStation 1 Resident Evil 1 game, right? So I don't mind, like I could even get the some of the Zelda games on Game Boy Color, all of them, for pretty cheap prices, just like that. They're emulation cards. Up here, I have it's 620 games in one, all right? A lot of them are bootleg Chinese knockoffs, or they'll have a random game name, and it's not that game, or RAM hacks, or was it Famicom games, or whatever. On this thing that I'll play too, it's plugged up with an HDMI thing to the TV, and just play some random games. And it's fun, and I really don't care. I paid $18 for the whole thing, and it's just fun to have the video games to play. One thing I do have that I will show off that's really fun. Is it plugged up to the TV right now? Nope. Oops. I'm knocking everything off my TV. One thing I do have, and I almost forgot about it. Zelda newer games are expensive too. Yes, they are. Atari. Plug in and play from Jackbox. I can play Atari games too. And it's got 10 games in one. Asteroids, all that kind of stuff. Centipede, I think, is on there. Just really fun games. And it's just a little joystick, and you have fun, you play it. You know, I could plug this up and play this thing too. Right here. I used to have some plug-in and play shotgun games like Duck Dynasty and what other ones? Duck Dynasty and Deer Hunter and some other things that you could play. But I got rid of them because I really didn't play them. This is the one I kept. So the thing I was talking about that I gave my dad for his birthday was literally, it's like an Atari system. It's only came out in the last 2 or 3 years. And it has from like the Atari 2600 all the way up. Retro. Yeah, dude. We'll definitely play some games like on this thing because it's just fun to plug it in and play. And they made all kinds of games like this, and a lot of them weren't very good, but I actually had this growing up at one point. and I like it. But it's a thing that has all these Atari systems on it, and it came with the little controller pads and stuff, and he really liked it, and I gave it to him. So, because I had bought this on eBay for like $10. You really can't beat that, you know, $10, and I've got 10 Atari games to play, and it doesn't take up that much room. I'll show you guys that other game system real quick. I'll have to unplug it, though. Alright, so. Okay. Here's the emulator I was talking about that I bought it's got a little controller right here, like old school, like Super Nintendo style controller that you can play, and it's, the games on here may not be that good, but they've got like Mortal Kombat 4. It's got a fake cartridge slot. You literally got to start a power on and reset button. And on the back here, it actually hooks up HDMI. Some of the other ones are the cheaper ones you can get that have like 400 games or 200 games. You can find these. I know some, I have the mini Atari console reboot that came out a few years ago. It has preloaded games on it. That's pretty cool. You know, I like that, man. But this actually has an SD card in here that holds all the games on it. It plugs into a power adapter with the USB-C and then runs HDMI to my TV. Some of them have the regular component cables, red, green, and white cables here, and that one's fun too. But I literally bought this, and a lot of people trash these, and some of the games are trash. They may not work right. They're not fun, you know, but it's worth a challenge, and it's fun. And if it gives me content for this new channel, then why not? You know, like, why not? I have that one and the Sega one. So you have a little emulator. These things are fun. Man, you get like Tekken, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, DuckTales, what other games? Like racing games, all kinds of games. And a lot of them, some of the Japanese sprites that don't even make sense. Like, there's like Super Mario 14. Mario Bros. 14. They didn't make a Mario Boys 14. What they did was, they found a ROM hack for it, put it in here, and, you know, maybe it's one level of the game or something. But we'll definitely going to play some games on this, and this will be fun. But I got 2 controllers with this, so, yeah, this will be real fun. Well, I've been on for about an hour. I'm getting hungry. I'm going to go eat some food. I'll talk about every single video game I have in this house, and things like that. I'm definitely getting more back into playing some video games, so, Friday I'll post my first video on this channel, or on the DG's Gaming channel. So y'all stay tuned. Original rules. I hope to see you at 8. Yes, sir, I will be there. I'm going to eat me some food and hang out. I went through every single game I had in this house. And y'all stay tuned maybe for another live next week sometime about the video games I have or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, eventually when I get 50 subscribers over there, I'll start going live with video game things on that. Or one day I might pop up on the DG Outdoors channel and say, hey, we're going to talk about video games tonight. And for an hour, I just talked about video games. So, y'all, remember, like, comment, subscribe. Remember, Jesus loves you. Hope to see you guys over there on the DG's Gaming. Again, just going to have fun. May not be good at any of them. May not even know what I'm doing. But I'm willing to just try some things and have some fun. See you guys over there.